Hello there guys, and welcome to another episode of the Season 6 of Elite League Racing Cup. Today we are at round 15 here in Hungary. After a lot of polemical, a lot of controversy here in Austria last race, I received a penalty, 5-second time penalty in that race, and also I have a penalty which will be applied to this race, and it was a Qualy ban. So unfortunately I can't set a time, but they allow me to just go for a lap, an installation lap, just that I don't have to set a time. So, we're just going to leave the track and just do a single out lap, and let's go to the garage and after that. So, well, I do this because I'm just
Okay,
afraid
there are only
that
a few cars
that
out
the
on
setup
track. We
doesn't
should
change
consider getting out there.
and it's applied the punk for me. So if you have set up and you leave the garage, you might not end up with that same. You cannot do some changes with that setup anymore. So I don't want to go with the default setup for the race. So I decided to just save that setup and let's go for an installation lap. So, well, I don't know what to say other than we have to start from the back of the field unless someone doesn't set a time as well as me. So that'll be a, we need to do a comeback too. And also I see some forecast from rain, so it might rain in the race. So well, let's head to the track and let's just see how we can recognize the track. Fortunately, I have practiced enough to in Hungary at rain, so let's see how good are we going to be in rain at race. So, well, let's leave the garage and let's just do some recognition laps. So after waiting enough time to see to make sure if they allow me to leave the track with the condition of not setting a lap time, I think they have been allowed me to do that thing. So I just leave the garage and let's do that out lap and let's just enter the garage again. So here we are leaving the pit lane and let's see how much we do those corners, but we won't find a lap in the first corners because we're just like simulating when we just going outside the box and we just recently changed our tires. So we're just simulating that and then we have to box again. So we're doing that simulation. Well, heading to turn 3, it was just a bit decent. Then heading to turn 4, a lot of ERS activated. Then heading to turn 5, braking right after the curves ended, the outside curves ended. And then heading to turn 6, 7, and braking at the 50-meter mark. Although I just braked a bit too late because I think the tires weren't hidden enough. But then heading into those turns, I think we didn't do so good because we didn't touch the apex. And then had to turn 12, I think so. I think we did those recently. And then heading to turn 13. Well, I think we just doing that decently. But still, I don't know. I think I was just pressing the throttle, not so much. But well, as I just said, let's just go into the box. And oh my goodness me, that was almost a snap of. I crashed into a wall, but fortunately the track reset us before we crashed into a wall. So well, that doesn't matter because we won't even set a time. Let's just wait for those mechanics to make that my teammate go to the pit, and let's see let's just skip into the qualifying results because yeah, I'm going to retire from the session and nothing is just going to happen from my perspective. So yeah, let's just skip into the end of qualifying. So here is qualifying results. Tamal is on pole position and Saxi starts in second place. Then to the second row, Valiant and Victor both occupies third and fourth position respectively. Then Poyeke and Imor qualifies 5th and 6th respectively. Then Thorn, Jovan, Osva, and Marty completes the top 10. Meanwhile, outside the top 10, we have Cresto Chetos, Richie, Golden Tote, Spider, well, Bernie, then Blood, and myself, which I didn't set that time. So, well, let's get into the race. Let's see if we can come back from last place. So, the strategy for the race, rain is going to hit at the first half of the race. So, we're going to be at full weight. And also, during the grid slot, I just saw that someone hasn't also set a time. I think he just joined right into the race. So, in reality, I'm not going to start that. But still, I'm going to be still in 16th. But this time, it'll be out of 17 drivers instead of 16. So, the strategy will be full wet until like lap 20 when, well, it's just going to be wet until rain just gets lighter so we can go to intermediate, and then when it gets lighter, way lighter and fades away, let's go to slicks. And because of the rain, we're going to underfill the car a lot because on rain we just we use less fuel. And in case there's safety car, we save even more fuel. So, yeah, why not use that risk? So, meanwhile, the setup changes, no setup changes for the race. So let's get into the formation lap. So, while we're waiting for the people to get ready for the race, well, for the formation lap, well, I'm just going to say that it won't be a comeback from last place because unfortunately that's been ruined because someone joined the race when he didn't go to the qualifying session. So yeah, unfortunately he'll start last and not myself. And the driver who's going to be in the actual last position will be Bird. So yeah, that's just terrible, Bird. Why have you done this to me? But well, it's the same position, so well, let's just hit up the tires. So oh my goodness, we just spun, but fortunately in the formation lap the damage is off, and we just pressed the throttle too early. We just spin and we just cut the corner, and we just made like the pre-2003 layout. So a bit nostalgic for you, all the F1 fans, but well, we're just hitting up the tires and let's not crash with other drivers. Well, I'm just seeing like how much grip can we is it available, and let's see if we can use that grip in order to come back places. So from 16th on the grid, let's see if someone gets a nasty surprises in turn 1. Hope I'm not one of those people who gets those nasty surprises. So let's just be careful into turn 1, and let's not think about the capacity of having the mentality of the if you are in first lap 1, you win the race, but everything can happen after lap 1. So well, let's see if we can do this smoothly and carefully and still coming back lots of places. Well, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the race has been delayed like few minutes due to the Super Bowl, because it was like the time was it was that match going on. So yeah, most people wanted to watch the mid time show. So yeah, they're a bit sad of having to miss those things due to the race. So yeah, I'm not interested so much in NFL, but well, let's just focus on the race. And here we are going to the grid slot, and hope we don't get launched too much like in Austria. And that spin was planned. I was just wanting to heat up the tires. So yeah, no worries about that. It was planned, the spin. And let's see how much can we perfectly. So well, here we are from 60th on the grid. 5 red lights will be turned on. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights are turned on and it lights out and away we go. We got a good start for us. We're now into 15th position and the start was so good that now I'm into 13th position. That was just pretty good. And then into turn 1 we need to be a bit careful because we want to have nasty surprises, and we're now into 12th position, now into 11th position as we overtake Austria. As we have a great start, we just got up 5 positions and I'm planning to overtake Storm into a strike, and oh my goodness, Austria was trying to overtake us, but he failed it. I just gave him a bit of space, but he didn't use a lot of that space. But then here into turn 5, let's see who gets the nasty surprises. Will they spin? And we see that the Immor, my teammate, has gone wide and we're now into the point main position. And we're just trying to overtake Storm. That was just an amazing start for us. I think that was our best start we ever had in our lives. But it's not done yet because we're just trying to get into more places. We have already gone 7 places in one lap and we're just trying to overtake Richie heading to turn 12. We just almost spin, but we're still now into 8th position. We just got 8 places from 60th to 8th in less than a lap, and Tom was trying to overtake us, but unfortunately he failed. So we're now trying to fight for 7th position, and we're just going to overtake those. Yeah, that was the best start I've ever made so far. Hope it isn't my best of my life because I just want to improve those race starts. So lap 2, here we go. Now in 8th position, and then we're just breaking. We're just going like we have more grip than others, but we're just having equal tires and equal setup. Well, I just have the dry setup, so I might have less grip than the drivers who use the wet setup. So yeah, it's just what a great start for us, but still we need to focus on overtaking Richie, going to 7th position, heading to turn 4, we're just trying to do those corners very goodly, and then heading to turn 5, we see that Richie has gone a bit wide, and we're just aiming to overtake them into the next corners, but in this corner we're not going to overtake because it's just almost impossible. But let's see if someone gets a terrible exit, we're just going to overtake them, and then we're just going to those corners, pressurizing them so we can, so those drivers will go wide and make long mistakes, and I was just talking that Richie has just a terrible exit, and we're just trying to overtake around the outside, but now we just went a lot wide into turn 13, but fortunately we didn't spun or something else, but still we just lost a position. So heading to lap 3, we're now into 9th position, but you see that someone has spun, and we're now into 9th position, and they just made contact, and I think that was the Alfa Romeo who spun. I don't know who was that driver, but we're just trying to aim to overtake Richie, and down to turn 1, we have now been into 7th position, but the comeback that has made even better than myself was Bird, because he was starting in 17th position, now he's in 6th position, while I have started in 16th, now I'm in 7th, so I have come back like 9 places, but Bird has just come back 11 places, so that's just a lot of places. But let's just catch Bird X7 and let's get into those high positions. And we see that Bird has just gone a bit wide, but unfortunately for him, he just didn't go so wide that he just lost a lot of seconds. So we're just trying to be near him and overtake him. So then heading to turn 12, we see that Bird has just gone a bit wide, but not so wide enough to lose a lot of seconds. But he just went wide enough that he just lost a lot of seconds. We just overtake him. Now I am into 6th position, and we're just going to fight for 5th position and then into 4th position as Poyeke as our next target. Although we're just trying to catch him, Poyeke has been very fast and he just set the fastest lap of the race. But that doesn't mean that we have to give up, because we need to go very fast and we still didn't have a lot all of our potential, but still we just seeing that the gap between us and him has been reducing a little bit, now to 2/10 by the end of turn 1, and let's see if we can gain on the corner exits. Let's see if that we just didn't gain a little bit anything, but then into turn 3 the gap has been reducing a little bit, but then heading to turn 4 and the gap has been in between increasing and decreasing, but we see that yellow flags, but it was nothing relevant. So then heading to turn 16-7, and we see that Poyeke has just gone a bit wide and Valiant got the corner, and Poyeke is now lies down a second behind us, and ahead of us, and he just gone even more for wide, and to turn 8, then into turn 11, we see that Poyeke has been faded away, and we're just planning to overtake him down to the straight in the next lap, and then heading to turn 14. Let's see if we can do this thing. Well, let's see. Oh, that fight has been into 5 wide fight, and oh, what have I said? No, it was just a 3-way fight for 4th position, I was going to say, but yeah, sorry for that thing. But then heading to turn 1, lap 5, and we see that Poyeke, well, doesn't mean that his ERS has completely run out, but we're just going to overtake him down the inside, but Poyeke has got a better exit, so he maintains that 5th position, but we're just aiming to overtake him into those next corners, and he's just got a bit wide, and then there's yellow flags, but they haven't lost a lot of position, so we're just heading to turn 4. Let's see if we can do this thing. Then let's see if Poyeke doesn't go very good, and we see that Saxi just dive bombed us, and we just lost the 6th position. Then heading to turn 6. Let's see if Valiant has just gone wide, and Poyeke has got, and look at that, we're just going to have a 3-way fight for 4th position, and we're just having a 4-way fight. So let's see if we can do this thing. Heading to turn 10. That was actually turn 10. This is turn 11. So sorry for that mistakes. And then heading to turn 12. We're just going to overtake Saxi. No, we couldn't. And we see that Poyeke has been crashed with Saxi, and we're just trying to overtake him right on the outside of turn 13. Can we overtake him? No, we cannot. And unfortunately, we just lost a lot of places. Well, that, what can I say? But well, let's just continue to fight, right? Well, unfortunately, the lights went out on my house, so that means that game's over. Or is it? So, when I was just out of the race, and I was just praying for the lights to return and also the internet to return, I was still in 7th place, but the gap has been just increasing by obvious reasons, and I was just praying to God that the lights return, because yeah, literally I was just in the middle of the fight and hope that I didn't lose any positions. Those are fighting for 4th position, and well, let's see if I just lose any position after that, after the AI just driving me. But you know, the AI has set in a lower percentage just to not abuse the AI use, just only to be faster. So well, that's why it's lower when the AI is driving the car, when the players falls in the game or he's out of the lobby, and we see, oh my goodness, thought this just fun into turn 10. So he just almost crashes, but he just lost the 12th position. So well, heading to lap 20, when my lights returned to my house, fortunately it did return, and later the internet returned, so I was just in a few seconds to join the lobby. We see that Dorm has spun, I don't know, But yeah, he has spun and he might lose the 12th position, and he's down into 13th position. He's been overtaken by Golden Totic, and Osborne's just trying to overtake Storm. But I don't know, man. But he's just trying to rethink his position. And lap 7, headed to turn 1. We see that Osborne just trying to overtake. Oh my goodness, he just almost makes Storm spin. But well, let's head into few laps when I just return to the lobby. So, heading to lap 8, we see that Tote has just... the Alfa Romeo driver, has spun. And this time, we see that Tote has already spun. And he's just out of the race. And that means that it has been triggered as safety car. And while the safety car has been triggered up, I've already joined the lobby, trying to be in the race and take the control of myself. And thank God it was the safety cars got deployed, but unfortunately I made a mistake that I just forgot to begin streaming my Twitch, but unfortunately I just forgot, and there won't be some of my POBs race performances that I done. So well, rank has been lightened up a bit, and I was just trying to box for intermediates from the full wax because everyone was just doing that. So that means that some drivers might just come out for inters. So I decided to go for inters, and well, as you could see, I just went for inters. Although in the broadcast it's not seen, but I did. So although I wasn't pretty confident about that because the rain was still a bit heavy, and also there was just a bit of standing water on the track. I didn't think the risk was worth it, but I decided to trust that the standing water was going to dry when safety car ends. So well, let's see if that is the case. But I just fell into 10th position. But that doesn't mean that race is over, because it's just only safety car, so we can come back a lot of places. So, safety car is in this lap, safety cars in this lap. We're here up the tires, and while in this view, we're seeing that we're just in 4th position after many drivers had boxed into intermediate, but it was too late for them. So, they just lost a lot of seconds. So, we need to have a good relaunch in order to be in the podium positions. So, let's have a great relaunch. And I wasn't planning to overtake Cosma, just being on that gap. So we're heading to turn 1. Let's see if someone gets a nasty exit, and we see that Osbach has just a turbo exit, and we're just trying to overtake him, although it's not seen because the broadcaster was just focusing on another driver, this time Tamal. I overtook Osbach, and I'm now into the podium position for the first time in this race. We see that Bernie almost crashes with Inmore, but well, that doesn't matter for us because we're into the other side of the field. So we're just seeing them fighting for those positions that aren't in the points. So well, we're seeing that the gap between Bali and myself was like 1/10. I was just trying to overtake Valiant, but into those corners I just almost went wide, and we're just sending each other wide, and we just almost spin, and we're just seeing that Valiant has spun, and we're now into 3rd position. But I was just saying that I was just trying to make an overtake with Ospa, but we just crashed into each other and we almost spun. But I got a great save, but unfortunately we just lost a lot of seconds, and unfortunately that means that the chances to overtake Victor and go for the lead of the race has gotten impossible. And we see that Martin has just spun, but that doesn't matter for us. So, well, let's head into lap 13. Victor sets the fastest lap of the race. Let's see if someone will get a great surprise. We see that the gap between Osba and Victor has gotten so far, and we're just trying to overtake Osba down the inside into turn 1. Let's see if we can do this thing. Yes, we did. We're now into 2nd position. As you can see, I just overtook him down the inside, made him a dive bomb. So let's catch Victor. So we need to be on an aggressive pace in order to catch Victor and maybe overtake him. And so I was just really fast into those corners because I just set the fastest lap at the end of lap 13. But crossing for lap 15, Victor set the fastest lap, but I set the faster lap when I just crossed the line heading into lap 15. And I was just catching so fast, and the same happened beginning lap 16, but this time Tamal set the fastest lap when he just crossed the line to begin lap 16 when we were just fighting for the lead, and then Osbach crossed it. He just set the fastest lap, so it was now a four-way battle for the fastest lap, but then I just set the fastest lap at the end of the last lap, so heading to lap 17, and then I just set, so that means that I set back to back to back to back fastest lap, but that streak would end up in lap 18. So when I was just fighting with Victor, I just realized that I forgot to stream my race, and unfortunately some of my POV performances has been lost. So yeah, I decided to just go for to record when I was on the straight, because they lose the least amount of time, the AI, when it's on the straight. So I decided to just stream, but unfortunately the pause was too long that it was already turn 1. As you can see, the ring has been lighting up so much that I just felt confident that we can box for mediums. So let's box for the slick tires, and for the first time it's going to be dry in this race. Instead of focusing to fight Victor, but I decided to focus to fight Victor and overtake him, but unfortunately it wasn't successful. But instead of fighting more with Victor, I decided to box for mediums because I think it's going to be a faster strategy, although Victor has stayed out. So I decided to go with a strategic battle. Let's see which is the successful one. We see that Tamal and Saxi and Custer Shetos, and I think lots of people have gone to the slick tires. So let's see if we... Well, how many seconds are we behind Victor? Let's see, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 seconds. We've lost like 20 seconds in the pit stop, so if that gap gets reduced, I mean, we may be in the lead of the race, but unfortunately those mediums aren't going to be heated up so quickly, so we need to heat it up quickly, or we're just going to be very fast in those straight with those tires very cold. But I don't know, man, I just don't think that. I think that Victor has stayed out with the inters and still will not lose a lot of time, but as we could see that the gap is just being so stable, it's not reducing nor increasing, so that doesn't mean that Victor's strategy has been destroyed. So well, let's see if we can overtake him when we can undercut him, because well, let's see if we can do this thing. And we see that Victor has gone into the slicks, so one lap later than us. Let's see if Victor's strategy has been a successful one. But meanwhile, we're entering turn 13. Sorry for saying that this is turn 14. I just thought that this was turn 14, this turn 15, but in reality I just counted how many corners were in this circuit, and there were actually 14 in reality, so sorry about that. So we're just heading right behind Victor. Can we overtake him around the outside into turn 1? I decided to not do this thing and instead going for a unsuccessful switchback that make me lose a lot of seconds, and that means that I'm still in second place, but I was just planning to overtake him in the straight because, well, I don't know if DRS might be activated in those laps, but I was just trying to be in that gap because dirty air is a lot in this circuit, and also it's almost impossible to overtake as long as Victor doesn't go so badly into the corner exit. I was just trying to dive bomb very dumbly into turn 6, but I decided to back off a bit, and we see that Tamal is just trying to catch us, so I decided to be a lot faster, but unfortunately I don't think it might be working. So the quest for this for these points will be that we have to defend Tamal. So we might not be overtaken by Tamal, but safety car has been deployed once again. But I don't know why it has been deployed, but I cannot see who has been retired from the race. But safety car has been deployed, but I decided to stay out just in case it was the virtual one. And it is a safety car, actual safety car. So we're just going to be bunched up, and let's see how many people will be lost by the safety car. So let's just heat up the tires, and we don't have to worry about the drivers overtaking us. So safety car is in this lap. Safety car is in this lap. We have our tires heated up, and we are still in second place. We need to get a good relaunch in order to take the lead of the race and maybe win the race, because it's almost impossible to overtake in Hungary. So if we make a good relaunch and take the lead of the race, Victor might not have a lot of opportunities to overtake me, but unfortunately I didn't have a good relaunch. But still I didn't lose second place, but still I did want to stay in second place. But it's not over yet, but still headed to turn 1, we see that there's a lot of chaos, and Saxy has just taken third place and overtook the one, but still he's in the podium position because he has a 3-second time penalty, and he's just trying to catch me. So I need to be fast, and Victor is faster than me, so yeah, I just have to be a lot faster than Victor and the others. And I just said the fastest sector 1, that was good. But then heading to turn 5, we just think that Victor's gap and myself has just been reducing, and then heading to that chicane turn 6 and 7, we just having a decent exit, touching the apex in every single corner when it's needed. So then heading to turn 10, we're just going so fast that the gap between Victor and myself has gone into 3 tenths now. Well, now 4 tenths, but we just hit the fastest sector too. So we need to brake so late and press the throttle so early, but not too early, or else we'll just spin or have lose a lot of grip, rear end grip. So then heading to the final corner, our gap has been increased by like half a second, down to 6 tenths. But we just set the fastest lap, but Saxy sets the fastest lap when he just crossed the line. But we were going to overtake Victor, but we couldn't because the straight isn't too long. So yeah, Saxy is just trying to overtake me into turn 2. Can he overtake me? No, he cannot. He's just trying to overtake me, but no, he couldn't. So lap 24, heading to turn 3. Now heading to turn 4. Let's see. Tamarka. Oh my goodness, we just see that Saxy has just spun, and Tamarka has just taken up 3rd position physically, and we have set the fastest sector 1. I don't think so, but still we're just nearby Victor, and the gap between Victor and myself and Tamal and myself has just been a little bit stable, but a little bit like the same, but I'm just nearer with Victor than Tamal with myself. So I was just trying to do with good exit, good corner exit, and I was just trying to overtake Victor, but I decided to just wait until main straight. So let's see if we can do this thing, but Tamal is just trying to overtake us into a straight too. So we have to be a lot careful and also very fast, not going so slow, because we need to be so fast in order to overtake Victor, or at least defend the second place. But Tamal set the fastest lap of the race, so we are in danger. We need to overtake Victor now, but unfortunately we don't have the straight to overtake him. So yeah, that's unfortunate about that thing. But then heading to lap 26, heading to turn 4, we are still behind Victor, and we see that Tamal has just gone wide into turn 4 and has now a 3-second time penalty, but still tries to overtake me into turn 6. But I decided to defend myself, and it was successful, and I decided to leave him space just in case Tamal wasn't going to give up, but he has given up. But unfortunately that made me lose a lot of time. That Victor has now he's now 6 tenths ahead of me, but I decided to decrease that gap, and well, let's see if we can do this thing. So getting to lap 27, last corner, let's see if we can make a very great exit. We still have DRS. Then heading to lap 27, heading to turn 1, few meters before turn 1. We're just going to be nearby Victor, but unfortunately we just having the DRS train, and now we are just having to be behind Victor, and we need some miracle to overtake Victor, because I realized that it's going to be very hard to overtake him, and that might be impossible. So yeah, we might have to be behind him, unless we might pressurize him and make him run wide or spin. And we see that Tamal, no, I think that was Storm who just spun into turn 5. So, no, he was Tamal. The one who spun was Tamal. He actually was Tamal, so I was wrong, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, poor Tamal was just trying to catch me to overtake for second place, but unfortunately he wasn't. Oh my goodness, I just ended up a bit with Victor, but unfortunately that made me lose a lot of stance, but still we didn't have any damage nor Victor had, so let's suppose that didn't exit. Oh man. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, sometimes I just feel like well, what am I saying? So let's just continue with the race. So the race is now activated, lap 28, so we're just trying to be behind Victor, and let's see if we can decrease that gap and maybe overtake him and win the race, or at least we can pressurize him to make him a mistake, but that will be very unlikely. And we see that someone has had a terrible exit. There was still flags, so but that doesn't matter, that was just very irrelevant. And we see that Joe Fax has been gone, and we see that Inmore has just crashed exit in turn 4, and there is now safety car. But which safety car? I just decided to see which safety car was that, because I couldn't see what was the safety car, which safety car is, and it is the real safety car. So I decided to box for soft tires, and I think Victor would do as everyone, unless their soft has been worn out or they have wasted all the softs. I have like two soft tires, because I didn't do I just only did one installation lap. So well, we're getting out of the topic. So well, I was just talking that we're just going to box for soft tires with Victor and everyone else. So let's see if we can do a great stop. 2.2 seconds. Yes, we did. So well, the positions didn't change, so not good, not bad. So well, let's punch up the field and let's heat up the R tires, and let's wait until safety car ends, so racing comes again. So safety car is in this lap, now lap 30. We're just heating up the tires, and we need to do a good relaunch. As I said before the end of the previous safety car, we need to get the great relaunch in order to overtake Victor and win the race, because in those kinds of circuits, it's almost certainly you're going to win the race if you're leading the race. So safety cars in this lap now ends in this lap, so we need to get a good relaunch. We're just preparing to do a good one, and let's see if we can do this thing. But unfortunately we cannot do this thing, and we're just being overtaken by Jamal, and we're also being overtaken by Jovan. I was just trying to defend by being overtaken by Jovan, but he just, oh my goodness, Jamal just going to overtake me over on the outside into turn 1, as well as Jovan to me, and unfortunately Jovan overtakes me into turn 2. I decided to re-overtake him, but unfortunately he has a better exit than myself. So yeah, that was just terrible. That was the worst relaunch I've ever had that race. But fortunately they both had penalties, so if I'm like 3 seconds behind them, I'm going to still be in second place. But unfortunately we cannot be winning the race, because oh my goodness, Victor still doesn't have a penalty, but Jovan had almost spun because he just took turn 5 terribly, but still he just maintained third position and backed me off a while. And then I was just trying to overtake Jovan, but unfortunately I cannot do this thing. And I was just planning to overtake him around the outside, but he just called me the door. So I plan to do this thing in the next in the main straight, but I was going to say the next lap, but technically it'll be lap 32. So yeah, it's maybe next lap, but this is it. We're going to overtake Jovan. Can we overtake him? We just deploy all our ERS that we need. We're just going to overtake him around the outside, which isn't effective, but we did it. We did overtake him, and I think we just made him spin. So yeah, that was just terrible. Yeah, yeah. So still, I was just 3 seconds behind Tamal. So that means that Tamal is still losing the second position by the penalty. So he needs to be really fast and needs to overtake Victor in order to keep the second position. Or if Victor is like more than 3 seconds behind Tamal and Victor is ahead of me, Tamal might win the race. So let's see, but Tamal has just got a terrible cornering speed because the car has now been turned into like 1.5 seconds. So I'm just catching them. So Victor is now 2 seconds ahead of me. Oh my goodness, I just get confused with ahead of behind. So yeah, expect some confusions in the next races. So yeah, I need to practice about that thing. So then heading to lap 33, we've seen that the drivers are just fighting for the lead of the race, although Tamal needs to be like 3 seconds ahead of Victor in order to win the race, but he might do this thing because you know how dominant he turned some races like Spain, Monaco, it could be Azerbaijan if it wasn't by the DNF, and also in Italy if it wasn't by the rain. But in that race I just beat Tamal strategically. And we see that, oh my goodness, Tamal has just gone wide into turn 4 and has terrible exit into turn 5. He just got the corner terribly, and now he is right in the gearbox of, his gearbox is now right ahead of myself. So, well, let's see if we can overtake him. So, heading to lap 34, well, there are lots of corners remaining for that lap to end, so yeah, I wouldn't say that thing. So then heading to turn 12, I mean, we're just keeping that pace off. So we need to be really fast in order to overtake Tamal, and we need to pressurize to Victor to cut the corners in order to have penalties so we can win the race. Heading to lap 34, Joyce is now activated for the first time since like safety car. And we see that Tamal has just been a little bit slow into those races, and oh my goodness, he just locked out a bit of the brakes. But unfortunately, we couldn't overtake him, so we need to wait like the final lap. We just have 2 laps to go, so unfortunately, we don't have a lot of opportunities to win the race. So we need to be a lot fast, and we need to pressurize Victor to make him run wide or cut the corners in order to receive him a 3-second time penalty. I don't know how many warnings he has. So, and we see that Tamal is just going to pressurize Victor. He's just doing my job, so he might do a great teamwork to win the race, but he just made contact, and he might try to win the race to overtake Victor. He just went quite even once again. So let's see, heading to the final lap of the race. Let's see that oh man, it's just, oh my goodness, we see that Tamal has already overtaking Victor, and he's now leading the race, and he only needs to be 3 seconds ahead of Victor in order to win the race. We need to overtake Victor in order to us win the race and not be 3 seconds behind Tamal. Heading to the final lap of the race, we are now lacking of opportunity to overtake Victor, and almost overtakes Tamal. They almost crashed into each other, but Victor has maintained the second place. But unfortunately, he couldn't overtake Tamal, but we're just trying to overtake him, but unfortunately our ERS has run out. So yeah, I think we have run out of chances to win the race. So never say never, we can win the race. So we're just trying to desperately overtake Victor, but unfortunately, I just decided to go it carefully because we don't want to crash with Victor and damage my wing and be 3 seconds behind. But tomorrow, so we need to be a bit careful, and we need to do the clean racing. So let's see if we can do this thing. Head into the final straight before those corners end up the race. Let's see if we can overtake Victor into turn 13. It's, oh my enemy, Tama almost spins, but that doesn't matter because he has already lost the win. Because, and we just tried to overtake Victor down the inside into turn 13. We couldn't overtake him, and we are now going to finish second place. We almost did it, almost did it, and we just lost the win by 0.092 seconds. Oh man, we almost won the race, but unfortunately we have to come forth with the second position. Victor, he has to count the revenge. Remember when Italy, he was going to win the race? Well, Victor, you won the race. You took me revenge from myself. But what a comeback for myself, because I just gained 14 places from 16th on the grid all the way to second place. I was almost doing a last to first challenge, but unfortunately it was from penultimate to second place because that one driver Bird didn't go to qualifying, and I did go to qualifying. So yeah, that was just, he just ruined me that comeback from starting last, and instead we just had to start from 16th out of 17th instead of 16th out of 16 drivers. But still, we finished second, and we just did it. Another podium into our belt of this championship. Well, let's get into the results. So here is the race results. Victor won the race, and in the second place I finished in that place, and then Tamalo finished third place after losing the win by 3 second time penalty he received. Then Crester Chetos finished fourth. Another comeback he did, but it was more than myself because he started from 11th place. Then Imor, my teammate, finished fifth. Then Jovan finished sixth. Then Thorn, Ospa, Saxi, Bernie, Bird, and the others has the net. So guys, if you like this video, well, just leave a like, and if you want to be a part of the Mexico Balls, you are invited to subscribe to this channel, and also turn on the notifications if you don't want to miss any of my videos. And remember to turn on the, well, to be personalized, because we have different content on this channel. So if you want to only F1 content, you can just turn it on those things. And also join my Discord server, and my Twitch is also in the link, is in the description down below. So have a nice day. Goodbye.